Good morning. Welcome to United First Parish Church. Whoever you are, whomever you love, wherever you are in your spiritual journey, welcome to our Unitarian Universalist community. We gather today on the traditional lands of the Neponset Band of the Massachusetts tribe, a people who have lived here for generations and who live here now. I am John Sinchak. My pronouns are he and him. Friends from near and far, here in person or via live stream, longtime members and friends and newcomers alike, welcome to each and all. First-time visitors or returning newcomers, if you're comfortable, go ahead and raise your hand or rise so that we may offer you a small token of welcome. Thank you. We are glad you are here, and we hope you and everyone present today will join us for social hour in the parish hall following the service. Our worship team this morning includes greeters Albert and Jason, ushers Bill and Maryland, our live stream team, Carl and Josiah, our musicians, acting director of music, Tony Winters, and guest violinist Jagan, Nath, Khalsa. Flowers, Pat, Claire, Katie, and Allegra. We strive to be a welcoming community to people of all ages and abilities. In the back of the sanctuary near our ushers, you will find large print hymnals, hearing assistance headsets that connect to our sound system, which can also be helpful for people sensitive to distracting background noise, children's books, busy bags, and drawing materials that families are welcome to bring to their seats. We have handicapped accessible bathrooms on our lower level with elevator access. Please see a greeter if you need to use the restroom during the service. As we prepare ourselves for worship, let us take a deep breath together, feeling the spirit of life and love that moves within, between, and beyond us all. Our ministerial intern and Parsley will share a reading as we light our chalice, symbol of the Unitarian Universalist faith.
Chevron. No, that's not. Our reading today is by Craig Rowland, our chalice lighting. We light this chalice for the ones who arrive disheveled, carrying questions, contradictions, grief half-healed, and dreams still raw. You deserve a place that welcomes your becoming, that knows your fire is not too much, your silence not too little, a place that sees your shadows and still reaches for your light. You deserve a community that listens when you speak your truth, that sits with you in turmoil and rises with you in joy, that believes in your voice even when it trembles. You deserve a circle that brings you hope and poetry and coffee, a place to rest, a place to rise. Let this flame be that place, not perfect, but possible, not without cracks, but filled with light. Welcome home.
Please rise as you are willing and able and join in reading our congregation's covenant. The words are found in your order of service. As a free fellowship of this historic church, we unite to lift our hearts and open our minds to a larger reality, to accept, support, and encourage one another, to seek the wisdom in all religions, to cherish and sustain the web of life, and to strive for justice, compassion, and peace. Thank you. Let us greet one another in the spirit of fellowship and peace. As we remain standing in body or spirit, let us lift our voices in song for hymn number 346 in the gray hymnal, Come Sing a Song with Me.
Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me. Come dream a dream with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come walk in rain with me. Come walk in rain with me. Come rock in rain with me, that I might know you're mine. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time. Come share a rose with me. Come share a rose with me. Come share
Like that.
Hello, my name is Jason Sherritt. My pronouns are he and him. On the first Sunday of Advent, I would like to share with you these words by Reverend Megan Visser. We are entering a time of year where the earth grows colder, the animals begin to hibernate, and the days become continually shorter. This morning marks the beginning of the season of Advent. In the Christian tradition, the Advent is the beginning of the church year, recognizing the transforming power of God in the world, and looking forward to the birth of Jesus and the celebration of spiritual light. And Christianity is not alone in celebrating the light at this time of year. Hanukkah, solstice, and Kwanzaa all involve candles, fire, and lights as part of their celebrations. Each week until Christmas, we light a new candle on the Advent wreath, a circle of evergreens along with each of the preceding candles. The flame of each new candle reminds us that something is happening now, but something more is still to come. The light of Advent grows brighter and brighter, guiding us towards personal peace, shared joy, and more love. This morning, we light the first candle. We light this candle as a symbol of hope and expectation. May we dare to open the shadowy places in our lives and memories to the healing light of community. With the creative power of hope, we express our longing for peace and prepare our hearts to be transformed. Thank you.
It's now time for our message for all ages, and I invite all the children and their families to come and join us in these front two pews to your right. Basket today.
Gonna find out what's in this mystery basket.
Nothing?
Oh, it seems like there's nothing in the mystery basket today. I wonder what that's about. Mysterious.
Just the basket? Nothing?
Huh. I wonder what that could mean. Let's see if we can find out. The story this morning is called Amelia and Her Super Magical Powers. This is the story of a young girl named Amelia. Amelia was fascinated by tales of people with superpowers, like Wonder Woman or with magic. She yearned to have powers just like that so that she could help people. Like the boy she saw sitting all alone at lunch, looking very sad. Well, if I had magic powers, then I could just make him smile. Or like the little kids who were being picked on in the schoolyard by an older girl. Ooh, superpowers would straighten her out fast, she thought as she walked by. And whenever she walked past the old rundown park near her house, she imagined that if she had magic powers, she could just fix it up to be a place to play. One night, just as Amelia was about to fall asleep, a fairy godmother suddenly came into her room. "Hello, Amelia," she said. "I'm here to help you. What have you been wishing for?" "Oh," said Amelia, "please give me some magic powers so that I can make a difference." "Well," said the fairy godmother. "I'm happy to give you some magic, but my—" "Oh, thank you, cried Amelia, and suddenly she fell right to sleep. Now, the next morning when Amelia woke up, she remembered what had happened the night before. She jumped out of bed, eager to get going and test out her new superpowers. As she walked to school, she realized she'd forgotten to ask the fairy godmother what she needed to do to activate her powers. So she didn't know if she needed to say some secret words, give like a sign or something else, but she thought she'd figure it out as she went along. That day at lunch, she saw that same boy sitting by himself at lunch again, looking sad. "Let's try my powers," she said, as she wiggled her fingers at him from a distance. Nothing happened. "Maybe I need to be closer." So she walked closer to him, and he looked up at her. She couldn't help but give him a friendly smile, and when she did, his face beamed with his own huge smile. "Ha!" thought Amelia, "it totally worked." "Can I join you for lunch?" she asked. "Sure," he said. Smiling even bigger, the two of them laughed and talked all during lunch. She learned that his name was Bobby, and he and his mother had just moved here earlier that year. He didn't know anyone, and he was too shy to go up and talk to anyone. Well, Amelia and Bobby became good friends, and Bobby smiled a lot from then on. Now, one day soon after that, Amelia and Bobby were in the playground when they saw a girl bullying two younger kids by the swings. Amelia had read about bullies, but she never tried any of it because she wasn't really sure that she could do it. But now, with her superpowers, she was ready. "Come on, Bobby, let's go help those kids." So they walked up to where the girl stood over the two children, and Amelia wiggled her fingers again and said loudly, "Hey, stop it right now. Come on, Dodie and Lou, come with Bobby and me, you're safe." After the four of them had left, Amelia told the two of them, "If she bothers you again, just turn around and walk away. Act like you don't hear her, and if she keeps trying to hurt you, let Mr. Crenshaw in the office know. I'll go with you if you need to." They did just as Amelia said, and they never got bothered again. Well, by now Amelia was feeling pretty good about these magic powers. She was thinking, how can I use them to fix up the old park? Well, she tried wiggling her fingers, but it didn't really do anything. Maybe the park was too big for finger wiggling. She thought, maybe if I start working to clean it, something will occur to me. So she did. She took trash bags to the park, and she started picking up all the trash that had been left there. Before long, a couple of friends came by and asked her what she was doing. "I'm fixing our park so we can play in it again." Well, that sounded like a great idea, and they began to help. Soon, other kids joined them. They picked up trash, pulled weeds, and cleared out dead bushes. Little by little, the park began to look better. When some of the neighbors saw the improvement, they decided to help too. Some mowed the grass, others built picnic tables, and still others convinced the town to buy some new equipment. It was hard work, and it took many days, but they got their new park. When it was all done, the neighborhood held a huge picnic in the park to celebrate. After the picnic, Amelia fell exhausted into bed. She was just about asleep when the fairy godmother came back. "Oh, I'm so happy to see you," said Amelia. "I want to thank you for giving me these super magic powers." "But I tried to tell you my wand was broken," said the fairy godmother. "Well, you must have given me powers. How else could I have made Bobby happy, stopped a bully, and built a whole new park?" The fairy godmother just smiled. "Well, my dear, you did that because you possess 3 powers that you developed yourself: kindness, bravery, and determination. With those 3 things, you're making a difference already." And I'm going to ask all of the Spirit Circle folks to join me as we get sung out to class.
As you go, may joy surround you as you go. Go in
Through the sharing of our joys and sorrows, we create a sacred space where we are deeply present with ourselves and one another. This is a time to briefly share the life milestones that lift your spirit in joy or hope, or the pains and losses that fill you with heartache. If you have a joy or sorrow to share, please come forward. Share your name and speak from this microphone. As we end our sharing, we light a final candle representing all the joys and sorrows we silently hold in our hearts. May the light of these candles and the compassion of this community remind us that wherever we are on our journeys, we are each worthy of love, and we are each able to love.
Let us return to that deep breath of life and love that is always there to ground and guide us. Let us take a deep breath together, relaxing into the gift of this moment. Let us take a deep breath together, relaxing into the gift of our own bodies. Let us take a deep breath together as we share a moment of silence. Will you lift your hearts and join me in the spirit of prayer and meditation, listening in these words for the language of faith that is most meaningful to you? Our prayer today includes words by Lynn Cox. Spirit of life, known by many names, known in many ways, who draws us together in a web of loving relationships, make your presence known with us and in us and among us. Remind us that we are not alone in history. Ignite us with the courage of the living tradition. Remind us that we are not alone in entering the future. Anchor us with hope and perseverance. Remind us that we are not alone in our times of grief and pain. Comfort us with your Spirit, manifest in human hands and voices. Remind us that we are not alone in joy and wonder. Inspire us to honor and extend the beauty that we find in this world. Open our hearts to all of our neighbors. Open our souls to a renewal of faith. Open our hands to join together in the work ahead. We pray this for love's sake. Amen. Blessed be. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn number 123 in the gray hymnal, Spirit of Life.
Spirit, come to me.
Our reading today is from the book Active Hope by Joanna Macy and Chris Johnstone. Whatever situation we face, we can choose our response. When facing overwhelming challenges, we might feel that our actions don't matter very much. Yet the kind of responses we make and the degree to which we believe they count are shaped by the way we think and feel about hope. The word hope has two different meanings. The first involves hopefulness, where our preferred outcome seems reasonably likely to happen. If we require this kind of hope before we commit ourselves to an action, our response gets blocked in areas where we don't rate our chances so high. The second meaning of hope is about desire. What we'd like to have happen in our world, the future we hope for, the kind of world we long for so much that it hurts. It is this kind of hope that starts our journeys, knowing what we hope, what we'd like or love to take place. It's what we do with this hope that really makes the difference. Passive hope is about waiting for external agencies to bring about what we desire. Active hope is about becoming active participants in bringing about what we hope for. Active hope is a practice, like Tai Chi or gardening, something we do rather than something we have. It's a process we can apply to any situation, and it involves three key steps. First, we take a clear view of reality. Second, we identify what we hope for in terms of the direction we'd like things to move in or the values we'd like to see expressed. And third, we take steps to move ourselves or our situation in that direction. Active hope is not wishful thinking. Active hope is not waiting to be rescued by the Lone Ranger or by some savior. Active hope is waking up to the beauty of life on whose behalf we can act. We belong to this world. The web of life is calling us forth at this time. We've come a long way, and we are here to play our part. There is a saying that important changes often go through 3 stages. First, they're regarded as a joke. Then, they're treated as a threat. And finally, they're accepted as normal. Take women's suffrage, for example. For much of the history of democracies, the idea of women voting, let alone holding public office, was widely considered ridiculous. There's a statue of Abigail Adams right outside our door, holding the letter she wrote to her husband in 1776, asking him to remember the ladies and to grant them more rights in the new Constitution than they were accustomed to having. It didn't happen. Nobody took the idea seriously. It wasn't until several generations later, in 1850, that Lucy Stone organized the first National Women's Rights Convention in Worcester, Massachusetts. The idea of women's rights was beginning to be taken seriously by then, which meant that it was seen as a threat by many of the men in power. So it took more generations of work and protest until the suffragettes achieved what American women had been hoping for since Abigail's letter. And in 1920, the Constitution's 19th Amendment granted us the right to vote. Lucy Stone didn't see women's suffrage happen in her lifetime, and she knew that it was unlikely that she would. But that didn't stop her from working for it for her whole life. And today, women voting is simply normal. Abigail's statue holding that letter shows how important we now think women's rights are. The world has been changed. Our choices and our actions can change the world and shape the future in many ways. We are a part of the interdependent web of all existence, so what we choose to do ripples through that web, and changes happen. When we practice active hope, as Lucy Stone and the suffragettes did, we can eventually create great changes. Active hope doesn't start with an expectation of certain or even probable success, but it does start with a goal that can be envisioned in the real world, even if some people think it's unrealistic. Active hope continues by saying, I can do something to bring that goal closer to reality, something to manifest it. It may never be wholly achieved, but even partially would be an improvement. So I'm not going to refuse to try just because I don't think I can have a perfect outcome. It may not be achieved within my lifetime if it's a big goal, but I'm still going to do my bit to bring it to pass for the benefit of future generations. Active hope is a very American sort of idea. Since before the days of Abigail Adams, immigrants have been coming here out of active hope for a better life, actively building it and working hard in the hope their children will have an even better life in the future. The American Revolution was all about active hope, with a clear vision of how their society would be improved once they were free from tyranny and had no more kings. Our history is full of people driven by active hope: abolitionists, suffragettes, union organizers, civil rights workers, marriage equality activists, all the way up to the immigrant advocacy groups protesting ICE raids today. People who envision a safer, more just, and equitable American society and actively take steps to bring it into being, knowing that it will take time, knowing that our society will never perfectly live up to its ideals, but determined to bring us closer to their vision of a better world. But active hope is not only an American idea, it's a human idea. In 1605, the great Spanish author Miguel de Cervantes wrote what is called the first modern novel, The Ingenious Gentleman Don Quixote of La Mancha. It's one of the 10 most widely translated books in the world. You can read this book in over 140 different languages because it has appealed to people in many different cultures over 4 centuries. And although Cervantes didn't use the phrase, Don Quixote is all about active hope. Don Quixote believes himself a knight traveling the land to rescue beautiful maidens from evil enchanters and giants, and abused servants and galley slaves from their cruel masters. Everyone around him knows that Don Quixote is not a knight, just a man who read so many books about chivalry that he became obsessed and delusional. The enchanters are actually priests. The giants are actually windmills. And the cruel masters, who are actually real, resume their cruelty as soon as Don Quixote moves on. He doesn't really rescue anybody. Don Quixote can be seen as a satire of chivalry, showing how pointless it was. But he can also be seen as a noble soul, committed to his code of honor, committed to fighting evil courageously wherever he sees it. He never turns away from anyone in distress. He never refuses to challenge oppression, even when he's wildly outnumbered. He has a clear vision of a just and chivalrous world in which the weak are protected from abuse, and he fights relentlessly to bring the world closer to that vision of justice. Even in his delusion, he doesn't imagine that he alone will rid the entire world of monsters and cruelty, but he's determined to do as much as he can. So we can think of Don Quixote as a paragon of active hope. He envisions the world he hopes to live in, and he consistently takes action to move our flawed world toward his vision, to make it a better place for everyone. He's a noble idealist, passionately committed to justice and to actively helping those in distress, ignoring those who try to tell him he's just a dreamer and his goal is unrealistic. People told Lucy Stone and the suffragettes that their dream of voting rights for women was unrealistic too, quixotic even, but it didn't stop them because they had active hope. Joanna Macy told us that since active hope does not require optimism about success, we can apply it even when we feel hopeless. The guiding impetus is intention. We choose what we aim to bring about. Rather than weighing our chances and proceeding only when we feel hopeful that we will succeed, we focus on our intention and let it be our guide. And paradoxically, this choice to act with intention can make us feel hope rising within us. The famous climate activist Greta Thunberg said in 2021, "When I'm taking action, I don't feel like I'm helpless and that things are hopeless, because then I feel like I'm doing everything I can. And that gives me very much hope, especially to see all the other people around the world, the activists who are taking action and fighting for their present and their future." Greta Thunberg knows perfectly well that we can't undo the climate change that has already happened. And so far it seems extremely unrealistic to expect that all the world's governments will suddenly decide to act swiftly and decisively all together to reduce our fossil fuel use to the rate which will slow climate change as much as we possibly can. But by taking action, Thunberg sustains the hope that we can keep it from being as bad as it would if nobody acted at all. If we all threw up our hands and declared the climate situation was hopeless and there's no point in taking action, that would be a guarantee of the worst possible outcome for future generations. So she has dedicated her life to climate activism as passionately as Don Quixote dedicated himself to his chivalry. We can't all do as much as Greta Thunberg and Don Quixote did, Because some of us have to keep fixing the cars and making the sandwiches and teaching the classes and reading the x-rays and doing all the other jobs that keep our communities going. We don't all have time to be full-time activists. But the Lucy Stones and the Greta Thunbergs of the world need our help. They can inspire us with a clear vision of the future we hope to build, but they need us to do our bits too, taking small steps in our own ways with our own abilities so that collectively we can move forward into a better world. Our world is not perfect, but we each have the power to improve it in some way. Even when a problem seems hopelessly vast, by envisioning the outcome we hope for and acting to move that closer to reality, especially in cooperation with others, we can change the world and ourselves in the process, one step at a time. Active hope is a sacred practice of healing the world, and in the process, active hope can heal our spirits as well. May it be so. Now please rise in body or spirit as Tony leads us in a new hymn from Sings Out Love, the virtual hymnal. It's called The Tide is Rising, and Tony will help you learn the words.
Don't be afraid, I know you can sing this with me. It goes like this. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Try that with me now. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Let's do The Storm is Raging. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The task is mighty. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The world is ready. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be.
We drink from wells we did not dig, and we worship in a sanctuary we did not build. As a voluntary association, our church is sustained through the gifts of the members and friends of our congregation, past and present. You can give online by going to ufpc.org and clicking on the donate button, or placing a contribution in the offering plate. If this is your first time worshiping with us, please let the offering plate pass you by. Your presence here today is your gift to us, and we hope you will join us following the service for social hour. May the ushers come forward for the morning offering to support the good works of United First Parish Church. May it be joyfully given. Know that it will be gratefully received.
Here at United First Parish Church, we gather in many ways to nourish the spirit, nourish community, put our faith into action with active hope, and participate in the life and leadership of our congregation. You can read about our upcoming programs in your order of service. A few that I'd like to highlight today. Today we are offering hot chocolate and cider for the parade. You're welcome to have some even if you're not marching. Saturday, December 6th, is our annual holiday decoration work party, and all are welcome to pitch in to decorate our sanctuary and the parish hall for the holiday season. There are tasks for all ages, and we will have a simple potluck with hot beverages and simple breakfast foods. You can drop in anytime for as much time as your schedule will allow, and this is a social event. So if you're new, this is a great chance to meet people. We are currently collecting new copies of children's books as part of the Interfaith Social Services Book Drive. If you would like to donate books, please do not put them in the white bin in the entrance to the parish hall, as that is the bin for the prison book program. If you would like to donate books instead, either give them to David or leave them in the parish hall somewhere not in that bin. We should probably have a bin, shouldn't we? That was labeled. Where is the bin? Okay, we've got one somewhere. We'll find it. Okay. And finally, the UFPC Committee on Ministry regularly assesses the work of the minister and the overall ministry of the congregation every 3 to 5 years, and that time has come. So they have created an online survey as a means to gather information, and they would appreciate your feedback. Between now and Wednesday, December 17th, the survey will be open online, and there will be paper copies available in the parish hall. The survey asks for your feedback on the performance of the minister and the performance of the congregation in our shared work of ministry. Now please rise as you are willing and able, and place your hand over your heart for our benediction. The words of our benediction today are by Craig Rowland. As we extinguish this flame, may we carry its warmth into the world, not as a memory, but as a promise that you deserve a place where your voice matters, where your laughter is treasured and your silence is honored. You deserve a circle that sees your scars and your strength, your doubts and your radiance, and holds them all with care. Let us be that circle for one another, a community of fierce welcome, wild grace, and radical hope. Go today knowing you belong here, and you always have. Blessed be. Now please turn toward the center aisles and join me in singing our chalice extinguishing words as we offer one another a mutual benediction. Blessed be.
Impossible dream to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. This is my my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star.
Please join us in the parish hall for coffee and snacks and social time.